there, my darlings, and welcome to another little broadcast with me and little lady Napsalot here. Just making sure that my channel has gone live. That sounds like it. Yep, part 7 is live. Here we go. Right. Let us begin. Next healer quest is available because I'm level 94. Loshkana is staring wistfully into the horizon. Oh, it's you, Elita. You'll have to forgive the dour mood. I just don't understand it. How is it that Ellerite and Kokonawa can so grandiosely reveal their names and identities, yet I remain unable to track them down? I've been following the latest hearsay, but I haven't had much luck. Not a soul's seen them since the incident with Wysam and Zereg. But that's not to say I've given up entirely. Now that they know I'm on their trail, I suspect they're using unfamiliarity with this island to their advantage. I dare say they're lying low outside the city. That's why I propose a trip to the Morbury dry docks. Folk here often speak of it, but I've yet to go there myself, so it seems as good a place as any. If you're game, I'll meet you there. Where in the hells could he have gone? Ah, there you are, Elita. While I was waiting for you, this fellow came asking for help. Sorry to trouble ye, but my little brother's gone missing, and I could use a hand finding him. He said he wanted to see the ships I made, so I started showing him around, but the next thing we knew, he was gone. That's probably got himself lost. Oh, that poor dear. I know we have the heartstring to consider, but I'd like to search for this man's brother, if that's all right with you. Much appreciated. I'm sure we'll find him all the faster with your help. Yay, have me thanks. My brother wouldn't say boo to a goose, so I doubt he'd leave the docks on his own. He's got a mop of red hair like mine, so you'll know when you see him. We'll keep an eye out. I know you're itching to search for him as well, but could I ask you to wait here in case he comes back? Let's split up so we can cover more ground. Good luck. It ain't like me brother to wander off like that. With any luck he won't have gone far. find them, so... There we go! Found them. I'm scared. Where are you? It's alright. I know where your brother is. Huh? You're here to take me back to my brother. Leave it to me. You found the little one, Elita. I'm so glad he's safe. I just wanted to see the ships my brother was working on. I thought I could see him better from higher up, but I lost my way. It sounds like you've had quite the adventure. But you were very brave today, so I'll tell you a secret. Even grown-ups get lost. I have an awful time learning my way around somewhere new, even with a map. Really? I guess I'm not the only one. A smile. We like to see those. Now, your brother's very worried about you. So, can you promise you won't go wandering off on your own again? I promise. I should say sorry to my brother, too. Let's take him back, then. Elita has no sense of direction either. Brother! I was worrying my sick over that little one. He could have fallen into the ocean for all we knew. You're lifesavers, both of ye. You deserve a proper reward, but I ain't got much to offer at the moment. Oh, we're in no need of coin, just some information if you have it. Have you seen a Huron woman and a Lalafella man around the docks in recent days? One is an alchemist, the other a goldsmith. They'd likely have a few mammoths with them as well. If not, have you heard any rumours of food or drink that causes ailments when you consume them? Blindness, numbness, perhaps? Afraid I hadn't seen or heard anything or anyone like that. Sorry I couldn't be more help to you. That's alright. Knowing they haven't been around the docks is equally helpful. Well, that's good at least. I'll be praying to the navigator you both find who you're looking for. Anyway, the two of us ought to be heading home. Thanks again for everything. Good fortune and safe travels to you both. Still no word of the Unbound, but at least we could help those brothers. Children often let their curiosity guide them, which means they'll naturally wander off on their own adventures. I don't blame that man for worrying as much as he did. You seem to know a lot about caring for children. After a fashion, yes. I always enjoyed looking after the village children in my spare time. I try to be a good role model for them, though the other adults tell me I shouldn't dote on them overmuch. Now that I think on it, I've barely even told you about my family or my village or anything really. I'd be happy to share a few stories if you like. The ocean view here is beautiful, so we may as well enjoy the scenery and relax a bit. My people hail from the northern valleys of Zaktaral. We're a close-knit community of hunters for the most part. Children are given spears, well-practiced ones, before they even learn to walk, and we hone our tracking skills from a very young age. Is that surprising? It seems second nature to me, but then again, I've encountered my fair share of surprises here as well. Our village rests in a veritable sea of poisonous plants and animals, so the slightest injury on a hunt can prove deadly. Thus we believe it prudent to begin our training as early as possible. Yet no matter how skilled we might become, accidents are inevitable, and the heartstring proves vital to our survival. Not only does it produce poison, it cleanses it as well. In the right hands, it can dispel some of the deadliest toxins known to mankind. It even purifies the beasts we hunt. In fact, our diet consists of highly venomous creatures, one that would normally kill a grown adult if ingested. The heartstring allows us to lead a quiet, peaceful life in lands where others dare not tread. It always has. I suppose that's why I never imagined someone like Elita would take it away from us. When I left, our village food stores were well stocked, but I can't bear the thought of my younger brothers and sisters going hungry. I must return the heartstring as soon as I can, for their sakes. I wish to bring back their smiles and make them feel safe again, just as we did for that young boy. In any case, thank you for listening. Thinking of home puts me in good spirits. As long as I remember who and what I'm here for, I'll be alright, I know it. But I've kept you long enough. I think it's time we made our way back to Limsa, don't you? First things first, I actually need to go to lavender beds. Try 2 hours remaining for that one. No, it doesn't propose the action for transforming if you need to. Right, now to Limsa. No. Wait. Ah, right, she's still got a little way to go before she levels up. That's a bit better. There we go. To the Domin Enclave. There we go. Now I can progress with handing this quest in. This way. I love that little jump that you can do now. That was a much needed reprieve, but we'll need to plan for our next destination, and soon. Well now, fancy meeting you here. It's good to see you two again. What brings you to Limbs of the Minza? Nothing of import really. Just a bit of restocking before our next job, but we happened to spot you along the way. Didn't want to miss the opportunity to greet our heroes. Our client arrived into Swiftperch in one piece, thanks to your timely assistance. Indeed. While I regret that you had to see us in such a pitiable state, we are both grateful for your aid. When we last met, you spoke of pursuing those two charlatans, did you not? That's right, they've stolen a precious heirloom from my village, so I'm doing everything in my power to return it to its rightful place. So that's the way of it. Bombastic as those two were, we've not seen hide nor hair of them since Aleport since. No word of any incidents like ours either. But I've a feeling they won't stay in the shadows for long. If we sniff out any suspicious incidents while we're out and about, we'll keep you informed. I won't say no to an extra pair of eyes around the island. I've made my base of operations here in the city, so if you hear even a peep about poisoning, you know where to find us. Well, we may not have found any leads on Elleret, but I'm glad we had a chance to chat, and with Weisslum and Zerig on our side, things are looking up. For now, I'll keep in touch with our newfound allies. Should I hear any news on our culprits, I'll be sure to let you know. I'm curious to know what outfit that is. 'Cause I like the look of it, but I can't examine her to find out what it is. $96 for the next one, as expected. Let's see. I see Master Alphanod hath made good use of the time to further tend to the wounded. While we were contending with that screeching menace, I expect Bakul Jaja was off to the next feat. Amidst the chaos of Skyrune's awakening, I'd forgotten we still had the feat of ice to complete. I thought the villagers would be in hiding. Alphina's confidence in us must have reassured them. Scaling a massive mountain, fighting an elector, battle against a legendary monstrosity. Yes, you could say I'm a little tired. Welcome back. Not for a moment did I think you'd return. Did I doubt that you'd return safe and sound. I expected I would be asked to track down many things during the course of our journey, but Valdegamarda was not among them. In the coming years, I believe Kargas of the Greatness may have become a place dedicated to teaching our young of the heroes who laid the Skyrune low. With its foul presence gone, may Tulioli enjoy years of peace and prosperity. Come on, don't talk to Elita again. Before we do anything else, we should talk to Gurfurler.
To the temple, then?
That won't be necessary, heroes of the hour. Valigarmanda is no more. Yours is a victory worthy of song.
We had plans for a second feat to be conducted here in town. But the recklessness of your fellow claimant has rendered them pointless.
A second feat?
The feat of ice. You are to fortify Valigarmanda's prison. How shall we proceed, High Luminary?
What more would we test, Zulmurwer? They have defeated the Sky Ruin and saved the gods know how many lives. If they are not worthy heirs to Kulul Jaja, then no one is. Now that our last claimant has arrived, we can proceed with the formalities. For the skill and bravery the three of you have shown, I award you each a second keystone.
That makes 5. Only 2 left to collect.
Except that one of those 5 is in Bakul Jaja's thieving hands. He will answer for that. And for losing Valigarmanda.
You have brought lasting tranquility to our home and earned the gratitude of every Yokui. May glory and prosperity continue to bless Tuliolol as we enter this new age.
Was never much of a talker, our brother. If you're up for it, you should visit the capital. I'd like everyone to get to know you and your people better.
Ha! I'll consider it. If it's one of you two who claims the throne.
Then you need only await a missive from Sunperch. I'll be sending out invitations.
Today is a day for unusual visitors.
You woke Lamat, was it not? I doubted you could slay Valigarmanda, but the quiet skies proclaim your triumph. Had the Vidral been suffered to roam free, it would have terrorized us all. Once again, we find ourselves in your debt.
You owe us nothing. We fought because we wanted to.
Yet a debt has been incurred. All the same, it will haunt me if I do not repay it.
I wouldn't even know what to ask for.
Perhaps he can tell us about the dreams of the Golden City.
Oh, good idea! That was on my list of questions I wanted to ask.
The Golden Dreams. Yes, we have records of our forebears and their visions from the time before the Shaktural expedition.
What did your forebears see?
A heavenly land, suffused with a golden glow. Its people lived as gods, never aging, never dying, free from hardship and conflict. Every building was a palace, and in their midst reigned a silent goddess, a statue so tall even my kin would need lift their gaze to behold its visage.
A statue of a goddess. That's new.
Aye, and compared to the abstract imagery we'd previously heard, this was a detailed description.
The dreamers were consumed by their visions, compelled to seek out the paradise they'd been shown. They journeyed to Shaktural, where they died in droves.
Those who go in search of the Golden City do not return. The tales Book Evu shared may have been rooted in historical fact.
Perhaps. Who can know the truth of it? Once our ancestors left the forest, there were no more dreams, no dreamers.
The forest? What do you mean?
From the very first, the visions were set to visit only those who worked the quarries in Yaktel. But after they were ravaged by disease and saw fewer newborns. They were forced to abandon that territory. Once our people's withdrawal to Urkopacha was complete, we never again dreamed of the Golden City.
So only Yokhui in that one specific area experienced the visions. Fascinating.
Well, we're headed to Yaktel next. Maybe we'll find out more when we get there. Thank you for sharing your stories with us.
I do not require gratitude. I merely repaid a debt. Farewell, Wook Lamat. I do not think our paths will cross again.
Long has it been since any from Sugarsturum has entered the world as Echo. A day for unusual visitors indeed. Good grief, I barely come up to his knee. Watching Vampalor get caught up with Clamat's unstoppable wake reminds me of my younger days. God, look at that circle. He's as big as Titan. I think he's bigger than Titan. So, Yaktel is where the Yokoi had their golden dreams. We may soon have this chance to investigate that tale firsthand. With only 2 keystones remaining, we've at last begun to gain a fuller picture of the legend of the Golden City. What a turn of events! We were only meant to strengthen the ice, but Bekel's Jaja's idiocy forced us to do them one better. A heavenly land suffused with a golden glow. I don't think Vorporvir and his brethren will have a sudden change of heart about Tulioli. But that doesn't mean they'll never change at all. Today is proof of that. Right, time to track down your next elector. Arabelle would propose a course of action. I think it's time we return to Tulioli. After scaling Tyrell's tallest mountains and battling a legendary beast to the death, even dauntless heroes like you could probably use a rest. In any case, there are preparations to be made before we can visit the next destination, laid out in the saga. The respite would be the most welcome. I believe I hear the 4-hour cabins calling our names. There are still 2 feats left to go. We want to face them refreshed, ready for action. I won't say no to clean sheets and a soft pillow. No sooner did we set foot back in Tulioli than I felt the weight of recent events set in all at once. I am definitely due for a long nap. I'll take the opportunity to think on some things. Welcome to Tulioli. Your cabins are waiting for you. Rest well, everyone. We can meet back here later on. I have a small errand to run in the city, so I'll leave you to recover. Will you be heading to the palace, Wuklamat? Wuklamat, did you hear me? Lost in her own little world, it seems. Well, no matter, I'll be back soon enough. An attendant is standing by to unlock your cabin. Enjoy your stay. The best way I know. Rite of succession must be an absolutely exhausting endeavour. The comforts of our cabins are at your disposal whenever you wish to retire, madam. Alright, I'm gonna go down there to do stuff, okay. Welcome back, Mistress Draconia. Your cabin is just as you left it, minus a light layer of dust.
You have a moment? There's something I wanted to talk to you about.
Hmm?
So,
Come on, out with it. Just speak your mind.
It's just too stuffy in here, that's what. We should go outside. Aye, a nice walk in the fresh air, that's what we need.
Are you finally going to tell me what's on your mind? Sorry to drag you away from your nice comfortable cabin, but I can feel the walls closing in. Oh, I know. I'll take you to one of my favourite places in Tulioli. That should help me get my thoughts in order. We'll go to the Resplendent Quarter and make our way up from there. Girl. Making me walk halfway across the city just to talk. Up you go. Oh, hello dear. You're one of Wuklomat's new friends? Peshua, what are you doing up and about? Is your back feeling better? It's much healed now, so don't make a fuss. Besides, I can't be lounging in bed all day when you're out there fighting your hardest to win the throne. You're the claimant with the greatest love for peace. I love this nation of ours, and lending you my support is the least I can do. When I see you smile like that, how can I not be encouraged? Oh, there's plenty more who believe in your cause. I can recruit a whole battalion of smiling faces if you think it'll help. Yours alone is more than enough. Thank you, Peshua. And thank you, Third Promise. I shall pray for your success in the contest. All those smiling faces. Sorry, Elita, I'm getting distracted. Well, how about you tell me what was on your mind? It's just that with the progress we've made in the contest, even those everyday encounters feel that much more special. Do you think we can take our time and maybe wander around a little first? Then we can head to that spot I was thinking of.
This is much better. I used to come here all the time when I was little. I'd look out over the whole city, and whatever worries I had would seem so small. Do you remember what I said at the top of Orkor Zormor? That I would fight to preserve Papa's peaceful Tural? Well, I've been thinking a lot since then. About what peace really means. If it's just the absence of war. And it brought to mind all the best parts of our journey so far. I realize nothing gives me greater joy than the happiness of others. Life has its ups and downs, but the company of family and friends and the music of their laughter is what makes it worth living. And as silly as it might sound, I've come to believe that those smiling faces are the best measure of peace.
You wish for a world like in the Yokhoi's dream.
With eternal life and no struggle or conflict? It's certainly an ideal worth striving for. Who knows if we could make such a world a reality? But renouncing war and conquest seems like a good place to start. So, this is my plan. When I become Dawn Servant, I'll build on Papa's peace. Our people will live together in happiness. It's just like Kryl said. By taking the time to hear their concerns, understand their feelings, and consider how best to serve, with each passing day, I'll be that much closer to becoming the leader I want to be. It's hard for me to say how much I've changed since the contest began. But there's one thing I can say with confidence. I wouldn't have come this far without you as allies. If it wasn't for you all listening and feeling and thinking along with me, I would have never learned so much, and in so short a time. There are 2 keystones left. After everything that's happened, and imagining what could happen, are you still willing to walk this path with me? Thank the gods for that. Well, I've nothing else to get off my chest. I need to head to the palace, but I'll see you back at the cabins.
You look to be in good spirits. I assume your leisure time was well spent. I was glad to snatch some quality sleep myself. After all, it will soon be back to the road for us. Alphino seems eager to review your journey thus far. I'm sure the others will be along shortly. I do hope everyone has rested well. Now that we've refreshed ourselves somewhat, let us all consider all claimants as they currently stand. Zol, Ja, and Kona have completed every feat thus far, and hold 5 keystones apiece. Wilkamat would be equal with them, but for Bakulja's thievery, which has left us 1 short. That thieving braggart didn't so much as lift a finger for the feat of proof, and wreaked havoc. For the feat of ice, he can't have more than 3 keystones at most. He may think he can simply steal what he needs to win, but he's sorely mistaken. I will be taking back what is mine. This I swear. I fear that reclaiming your keystone may not be enough. That is, if Bakulja's unleashing of Valley of Garmada is any indication. Using his lead, I anticipate that he will move to obtain the remaining keystones before disrupting his rival's attempts. We may all find ourselves being forced to take from one another. I can't say I'd be comfortable with that. But neither will I surrender my claim to the throne so easily. If it's for the sake of preserving the happiness of my people, I'll do what I must. The last 2 keystones we require are those of the Lay of Repast and the Lay of the Brotherhood. The former depicts the cessation of hostilities between Mamulja and Zabraxa in the forests of Yaltek, specifically near a village called Briggs. That's where I was born. If you recall, I haven't been back there since Papa took me in when I was a baby. Where the Lay of the Brotherhood takes place, however, is unclear. In this saga, it is said that a foreign explorer came seeking an audience with the Dawn Servant, but little more than that. Eorzea has a similar tale. The explorer Catamaran befriended a 2-headed king known as the Autarch before commencing his travels across Tural. He journeyed here several times afterwards, but ultimately lost at sea. At least, that is what's the commonly held belief. Your 2-headed king certainly sounds like Papa, so this Catamaran fella must have come to Turiole. But if he indeed arrived some 80 years ago, the capital may not have been built yet. Vestiges of Yokhoi architecture notwithstanding. Wait, you said Otak, didn't you? Then Catamaran must have met the Dawn Servant in Mamuk. Mamuk? Is that a city? One of the grandest in Tural. Once upon a time, and the seat of the Mamulja's homeland, it too lies in Yaktal, not far from Ikbrax. Then, all things considered, Yaktal seems the obvious choice for our next destination. From here, the safest method of travel is by Drigable. We should make for the landing once our preparations are complete. We're riding in one of Kona's balloons? They can't be any worse than ships, can they? It'll be fine, just fine. How exciting! The design of Tyrell dirigibles intrigues me. I must note how they perform compared to the Orzean airships. For as much as I wish we could ignore him, Uncle Jaja is a real threat. We can't afford to let our guard down. Yaktel, where the Yokoi dreamt of the Golden City. Ready to leave when you are. The next flight to Yaktel will be leaving shortly. Passengers are asked to keep hands, legs and luggage inside the dirigible at all times. Pet. Are we sure that thing will stay in the air all the way to Yaktel? Are you ready? Bags packed and goodbye said. There's no going back once we lift off. No, not that I'm nervous or anything. Just making sure that you're not nervous. Oh, who am I kidding? My knees won't stop shaking. Hey, will you hold my hand just until I've settled my nerves? Of course. You're the nicest person I've ever met, Elita. I'll try not to crush your hand. There she is. Third promise, just wait a moment. Ma blue and Tobly. Of course. I'll wait as long as you need. Sorry to delay you, but we were able to discover the origin of Kryle's earring. Is that so? You said before it gained popularity in Yogg-Tyrell as a protective ward for travellers, correct? That's right, we tracked down the elderly merchant to whom first sales were attributed. According to him, the design imitates an accessory worn by a foreign mage he met at a market some 20 years ago. Little did he know that the charming taste of salt would prove to be a commercial triumph. A foreign mage wearing this earring could only be grandfather. Did the merchant happen to mention which market? Where it seems you're already bound. What luck! Then I shall seek my next clue once we arrive. Is it mere coincidence that brought my grandfather there, or yet another discovery to look forward to? Thank you both for coming all this way. Anything for the third promise. Good luck with the rest of the rite. Thanks. I won't let you down. I've just got to board this dirigible and I'm as good as there. Last call for passengers to the Yaktel. I really hope she wins. Yaktel will test her mettle without a doubt. The next Dawn servant must be willing to bear the full weight of this nation's history, no matter how heavy it may be.
the fierce Shepral hunters who laid claim to this land call it the Azure Forest, Yaktel. Battered by meteors in ancient times and colored mesmerizing shades of blue and green by nature, it is easy to understand why the place is so named. It is here, where the Shepral and Mamulja once battled for dominance, that the right of succession would reach its climax.
Are you all right?
I've never been good with heights.
The vegetation is far denser than in Kozamautka.
I suggest you pay more attention to the ground, unless you want to walk straight into a cenote.
A cenote?
Sinkholes filled with rain and groundwater. Many meteors fell here long ago, it is said, and after they struck the earth, it became susceptible to erosion. Deep as some of the pits are, you'll not climb out in a hurry should you take a tumble. So, don't take a tumble.
It was one time.
Is the Shepral community depicted in the Lay of Repast close by?
Aye. We need but follow the path a short way west.
Right. I can't stand here with my knees knocking forever. Let's get going.
Well, that journey was delightful. The wind was fair and the vessel hardly rocked at all. I can hardly fathom how difficult travel must have been before the second promise introduced Drigables. Can you imagine having to walk all this way? Worry not. Cryle and I will ensure our promise doesn't wind up at the bottom of one of these sea notes. Would it kill Erenvel to give me the benefit of the doubt, or the benefit of a second chance? With thicker vegetation comes reduced visibility. I advise you to keep someone in sight at all times. I've only been to 2 areas. It's like it's the third area. It's like every secret, every other thing, answers unfold. One is the truth. Is that Ibrax over there, I wonder? Take care not to get separated. I'd hate to lose you to this rampant undergrowth. See? No tumbles. Thanks to Kryla and Odyssey, but it still counts. For all of Erenvel's insistence, I have yet to discover anything particularly blue about this forest. Good, everyone's accounted for. Exprax is up ahead. Let's be on our way. Just so you know, I shall be very cross if you push me. Are all saynots this deep, I wonder? Ha! I've fallen into High Tide Harbour enough times to be a professional diver. There's no way I'd fall into something like this on accident. What's so blue about this forest? You'll see. Arundel was not exaggerating about the cenotes. It would be a grueling ordeal to climb out of one. Well, thankfully we've made it here without incident. Let's not dally any longer. Are we ready to proceed? I am eager to learn more about Exprax and Expraxor customs. We should press on. The other candidates may well be ahead of us. Uxamat's attention is divided between the perilously deep Seanort and Exprax. Ready to head on in? Our first task should be finding the Elector. Hopefully the relative tardiness will not reflect poorly on us. The third promise unto her retinue, I presume? You presume right. I seek the Dawn Servant's Elector. Then come and join us in the Garden of Stars at the village centre. Everyone is waiting for you. Everyone? And who might that be? There is but one way to find out. Come, let us follow him.
At last, we are graced by the presence of the third promise.
If I'd known we'd be waiting on your mangy hide, I wouldn't have bothered with Ligarmanda in the first place.
You self-serving piece of weaver dung! Do you have any idea how many could have been hurt?
Now that we are assembled, let us begin. My name is Hunmuruk. As Ibrash Rash, I have the honor of serving as Elector on behalf of my people. As all four claimants must be present for this feat, we have eagerly awaited your arrival. Third promise. If you would please join us. Thus far, you have faced each other as rivals. The feat of repast, however, will test your cooperation. You must complete this challenge in teams of 2.
What? You expect us to work with one of these weaklings?
Be warned. Only the triumphant team will receive keystones. I advise you to cooperate with your partner. Teams will be decided by lots. Those who draw the same color will be paired accordingly.
Twelve forbid Wuklamat is paired with Bakul Jaja. After all he's put her through, I wouldn't blame her if she did something rash. I might even help.
Claimants, please present your colors. I have red.
Blue.
On separate teams, then. And the rest?
Red. Which means...
together again, as fate would have it.
Victory's as good as ours.
With our claimants thus paired, so too is their opposition.
Not the one-hit.
Listen well, for the trial that awaits you is as follows. Each team is to prepare a sample of traditional Shebrol cuisine. Shibruk Pibil.
What? What?
And now we must cook. Another ludicrous feat.
So it might seem, but there's bound to be deeper meaning to it.
Agreed. Given that the very future of our nation is at stake, all parts of this rite must have significance.
Our promises have grown rather promising, wouldn't you say? Indeed. If I were to guess at the significance of the feat, few things reflect the history and development of a culture so clearly as its culinary traditions.
The variety of stewed dishes in Garlean cuisine bespeaks their agricultural roots and cold climes, true.
The peoples we've met on our journey, they've all had different practices involving food and drink. The Hanu replenish their magical energies with reeds, while the Pelu have turned their fondness of beverages into a living. So basically, to know a people's cuisine is to know something of their ways.
With each feat, we have deepened our familiarity with a given community's history and culture. Is this what Father intended for us all along? But a leader with his vision must see that the past doesn't hold the answers we need. It is through embracing innovation, not adhering to tradition, that we will usher Tuli Yolal onto a more prosperous future. The rules are simple. The first team to prepare and partake of satisfactory Shibruk Bivil will be deemed victorious. You will be judged by your sample's taste and appearance, as well as your adherence to appropriate cooking techniques. Kitchens have been made available for your use. Note that you may be asked to retry should your dish fail to pass muster. Let the feat of repast begin.
I've never actually heard of Shibruk Bibil before. It's a light, I wonder.
The second promise will no doubt have our thoughts on how best to proceed. Let us ask for his perspective. Do you suppose the first promise in Bakuja were matching aprons? I truly hope so. Only 2 claimants can receive keystones in this feat. Intimidating perhaps, but irrelevant. We shall prevail. I consider myself a connoisseur of all things tasty, and to rally, but this is the first time I've heard of Shibruk Bibil. The first promise and Bakul Jaja are formidable in the field, but in the kitchen, I think the odds are in our favour. As much as I would have loved to defeat you in a high-stakes culinary battle, I couldn't have asked for better allies. For the parent to be thus decided, the stars aligned for us indeed. How fortunate that this feat's unique stipulations have frustrated Bakul Jaja's attempts to delay us. Serves him right. That's what he gets for endangering my people with his schemes. Why doesn't he just compete fairly? He's plenty strong and obviously has a mind for strategy, twisted though it may be. I'll never understand him. Putting aside our competition for the moment, allow me to express how glad I am for this opportunity to work together. As I see it, our team possesses a distinct advantage. Hey, of course we do. Any team I'm on is bound to succeed. Precisely. You mean we have an advantage in numbers, yes? Our competition has a team of 6. The 2 claimants, Sal Ja and Bakul Jaja's lackeys. Whereas we are a team of 9. That's 3 more people we can mobilize. With the task suitably delegated, it should be a brisk affair to learn the recipe and assemble necessary ingredients. Too easy. Oh, we mustn't be overconfident, lest we make a careless mistake that could have been easily avoided. Our first order of business should be determining the recipe for Shibruk Bibil. We can hardly gather ingredients for a dish we know nothing about. Given the nature of this feat, asking for answers directly may prove less effective than simply observing the daily habits of the Shibruk people. Let us gather here once we have seen what clues this village has to offer. The woods are peaceful now, but 80 years ago this place bore many terrible scars of war. Next, I put this here. Our knowledge of weaving has been passed down through generations, and I'm honoured to be tasked with teaching it to today's young ones. The recipe for Zebuk Pibil. I wish I could tell you, friend. A dish so delicious is meant to be shared. Alas, we were forbidden for divulging anything. Orders from Hunmu Rook himself. But your mention it has given me a fierce craving. I only hope there's still a book to be had at market. I was simply thinking aloud at my next meal, no harm in that. We've named ourselves after the Bracks who rule over the forest. A fitting title for those who look over the woods and its creatures. Welcome, traveller. It seems you've come a long way, so if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them. See the buildings around here? I painted them. Everyone knows when searching for bricks, you look among the red, for the red among the green. It helps us find our village no matter how far into the forest we wander. Every time I apply a fresh coat of paint to a building, I give a prayer that none shall lose their way. Why, this Ibreks is the home of the Ibrexel, who trace their lineage back to the Ibreks, mightiest of the woods creatures. Neon, 80 years ago, our long war with the Mammaldra was brought to an end thanks to the intervention of the Dawn Servant. Since then we have lived our days in peace, availing ourselves of the forest's many blessings. I think I know why you've come here. The right of succession, yes? Although your time here may be short, I hope you remember our home fondly. Yes, so much for our plan. We ought to cut our losses and head back to Mamuk. This feat is nothing but a fool's errand. You're the fool if you think you won't tan our hides for leather if we dare to return without enough keystones. Besides, we've taken from the house cat before. How difficult can a second time be? What are you looking at, Salt Licker? Mind your own business. What can I do for you, miss? We just received delivery, so my wares are available to all who can offer me gemstones. Every life that we vipers take is precious. It's our responsibility to use every part of the animals we hunt, flesh and bone, blood and sinew, provided they aren't riddled with corruption, that is. Such a nice breeze. The drinkables have brought many visitors from Tulioli, and I welcome them with open arms. I'm always eager to share traditional weaving and food with new faces. Talked with you already. There is a place here. Oh, yellow stairway. Where does that lead to? That's the electrician spot. We'll need to show up supplies soon. When we do, you're welcome to any firewood you need. It belongs to everyone after all. Sounds like the brethren of Braxel caught something big. I'm not surprised, they're the best of us after all. It was a peaceful now, but some 80 years ago. Oh yeah. Yeah, I believe it. I've talked to you. Aha! The food ain't ready yet, you hear? Or are you here for the... Oh, apologies. I get people breathing down my neck constantly. They don't realize a proper meal takes time. This should be all I need. A number of spices, some entirely unfamiliar to you, are nested in a basket. That one's called a coyote. We mostly use it to add a bit of colour to our most popular cuisine, but its medicinal benefits are significant as well. Living so deep in the forest, we're dependent on its blessings to survive. We try to forget the debt of gratitude we owe, and strive to live in harmony with our surroundings. Hehe, what fun this is! An unusually coloured banana peel has been neatly arranged on the ground, which appears to be smoking. Oh no, it appears I've gone and dropped my tiki banana peel. I could barely see it for all the steam issuing from my underground oven. Ah, there's nothing like enjoying a tasty banana while you use the leaves in your cooking. Music cut off for a second there. You may make use of the kitchens at any time. I look forward to tasting your Zabul Pipu. Sorry, I'm back. And what did we discover about the Brook people? True to your dedication, the villagers were forbidden from educating us directly. However, many were still preparing it as one might a staple dish, and observation of their techniques yielded clues enough. A lady blending local herbs and spices was only too happy to describe the ones I didn't recognize, and while neither confirming nor denying any relation to Zebruk people, but one in particular she attributed to all common Zebrako dishes, Akioti she called it. I see, then if Zebruk people is indeed a dish as ubiquitous as Alphenol claims, we have confirmed our first ingredient. Meanwhile, I did observe a cook burying bundles wrapped in the leaf of najul, or banana in certain locales. It would seem the use of subterranean ovens is commonplace. I saw the same. I think we all know what's inside those bundles then, don't you? A book, without a doubt. As would be expected of a dish called Zebruk people, indeed. So to summarize, this dish is one of Ibruk, flavored with a combination of spices that include akiote, and steamed underground within najul, or banana leaves. Given our assumptions are correct, we must now learn where and how to procure our ingredients. As a staple cuisine, its ingredients must be close at hand, which is why Thancred and I scouted the surrounding forests while you were all exploring the village. Between the local vegetation and the wild Ibruk, we should have everything we need in regards to meat and spices. Heh, leave it to a master gleaner. With that, we should next divvy up our tasks. While some gather ingredients, others should make ready the kitchen. I can help prepare the kitchen. Permit me to assist as well. Our ovens will doubtless require firewood, and I have some experience in its gathering. I too should be glad to volunteer my aid. Then the rest of us will gather ingredients. I can make quick work of the spices and herbs myself. I am happy to lead someone to suitable Ibruk if they perform the requisite deed. Alice? As for the najul leaves, I believe I'm capable of acquiring that much on my own. Be warned, you won't find najul in these parts. They only grow in the Jatika Heartland forests far below these. Such an excursion may be time-consuming. Perhaps we ought to try bartering first. This feat encourages our communication with the locals, after all. Lamity, Elita, if you would accompany me on my errand. No better way to whet my appetite. Good, let us be about our tasks then. Lamity, I had no specific task assigned to her, so I had her accompany me no more, no less. The Garden of Stars is a gathering place of sorts. Everyone in Abrax comes here to gaze at the night sky and to hear tales about the stars. I imagine it will become even more lively after the changes made for the rite of succession. There's a kitchen now, after all. and nothing brings people together like good food and good stories. One day I'll be telling stories here. A lofty goal, but I believe you can reach it. Come on, let's go get those natural leaves. The sooner we do, the sooner we can eat. Spice the brook wrapped in natural leaves? That sounds like a winning combination to me. Koana has the look of a man intent on finding bananas. Let's see if there are natural leaves to be had in town. Perhaps the cook Urianji mentioned might be persuaded to spare us a few. An underground oven. This must be the cook Urianji was talking about. The earth here is indeed fashioned into an oven of sorts. Fascinating. Oh, hello again. Did you need something? Natural leaves, for purposes other than Zabruk Pibal naturally. Unfortunately, I've just used up my last. You have to travel to the lower forests for more. Skullmagic Grove is the source of the finest natural leaves you'll find. Wild variants you'll sometimes see in city markets can't compare. I see. I had hoped to avoid such a lengthy venture, but if there's no other way to obtain our ingredient, then to the Jatika heartland we shall go. Allow me to save you the trip. Travelling there requires that you go through the Timbik Traverse, but it is caved in, due to the recent storm I expect. What? But that means we can't get our natural leaves. But we can, can't we? If there were no other way of procuring them, you would have suspended this feat or else altered its objective. Perhaps. Anyway, I apologize for the interruption, but having overheard your conversation, I felt compelled to chime in. That's very kind of you. Any last-minute advice you'd be willing to share? Only to undertake the feat of repast with an empty stomach, you may find the Zabruk to be delicious but daunting dish to finish. Yeah, I can't wait. Still, if there are no leaves here, and we can't travel for more, how are we supposed to gather our ingredients? These feats are meant to deepen our understanding of the people's cultures in Turiola. So perhaps there is something about Zabruk we have yet to learn, something of significance other than its recipe or ingredients. Oh, I see. Like who was the first to make it, its history, that sort of thing. Ahem, if it's Yaktel's history you're interested in, you should start with the Old War. Bazine Sabral and the Mamalja, right? The forests have been borne witness to centuries of warfare, the evidence of which remains a scar upon the earth. To know the end of that bloodshed is to know Zibrick Pribal. Huh? What does Steen de Broek have to do with bloodshed? Precisely the question we must answer. Vexing though such a detour may seem, I can think of no other way to approach this feat. In that case, you may wish to go to visit the site of a settlement ruined by the war, the village of Ion Asho. It lies a short distance to the east. The village of Ion Asho. Understood. Thank you for your help. Come, let's go see this place. Everyone knows there was a war between the Mamosja and the Zabral, but I may have forgotten some of the details. The village of Ion Asho must be further east. Let us continue with haste. For all we know, our competitors may be on our heels. This place feels forgotten by time. So this is the village of the Ion Asho, or what's left of it. It was a place of light and life. My great-grandfather called it home, in fact. Ukivu! I didn't even know you were in Yaktel. I was picking up lumber from the Ibraks when I heard the Third Promise was on her way to this site of deep historical significance. I immediately saw another opportunity to be of service, and so followed you here. Ukivu is a shipwright who came to our aid during the Feat of Reeds. A pleasure. You're a member of the Third Promise's retinue, I presume? For the moment, I suppose I am. My name is Koana, pleased to meet your acquaintance. Koana, now that's a good name. A familiar name. Where have I heard... Koana, as in the second promise of Tulioli? To think that I dressed the Dawn servant's own son as some common retainer. Such disrespect cannot be excused. Please, take up your gun and... Oh, come on, not this again. I take no offence, so please do not dwell on it. Alright then, I shan't dwell on it. And right on cue. At least he's consistent. I understand you wish to learn about Expel people. While I am forbidden by the Expel Rack to divulge any information regarding its preparation, I'd be happy to share what I know of Yaktel's history. We'd appreciate that. In its most basic sense, the conflict between the Expel and the Mamalja was one of land. The Mamalja live in the lower forest, where the thick canopy obscures the sun, and the soil is unforgiving to crops. This drove them to covet the upper forest, the home of the Zabral, and they launched a determined campaign to seize it for themselves. Its advantage ever favours the higher ground, and the Expel forces had the upper hand against the invaders, rebuffing them time and again. But as the state of this village would attest, the tide eventually turned. What brought it about? Something you know all too well, blessed siblings. You must understand that the Mamalja were once a people as much at war with themselves as they were with others. The Hobiku, the Buniwa, and the Dobro each sought to assert dominance over the others, even as they engaged the Expel in battle. In an effort to strengthen bonds and discourage infighting, Hobiku and Bunwa leaders arranged a marriage between their children. However, this political measure altered the course of history in ways no one could have ever imagined. It was believed that partners of differing clans could not have children together. But then it happened. A child arrived to share the blood of both Hobiku and Bunwa both, a two-headed Mamalja. Blessed with tremendous physical strength and magical prowess, he grew into a mighty warrior before eventually arising as the first autarch, ruler of all three clans. Such qualities would dispose anyone into leadership, character notwithstanding. Under the autarch's rule, the newly united Mamalja became a force to be feared, and the war soon came to a head. I think it best you see the results firsthand. Let us visit another battlefield from that time, and there I shall continue the tale. Oh, there's a fate nearby. I must switch to... There we go, rank 1. What happened here? By the 12th.
This is where most battles were fought between the Shabral and Mamulja, the Shobrit Cinder Field.
A field of cinders, indeed. How fierce their clashes must have been.
The war over these lands began after the Yorqui's departure some 500 years ago. And for 4 centuries thereafter, the two enemies repaid violence with violence. A constant stream of minor skirmishes, punctuated by massive slaughter.
Until Father ended their endless conflict 80 years ago.
Accompanied by a retinue of only 6, the Dawn Servant opposed both armies and brought the fighting to a standstill.
First they sealed Valley Armanda at full strength, and now this.
It was during this armistice that both sides gathered for negotiations at the Dawn Servant's behest.
For too long, you have been bound by your ancestors' violent legacy. It is past time you broke free of it.
Tell that to the Scale Scum! We fight to protect what is rightfully ours! If not for their greed, we'd be living in peace!
Puff your tails and scurry off, then! Cowards like you ill-deserve the bounty of this forest.
Even should one of you succeed in vanquishing the other, your triumph will last only until a new invader arrives. Tell me, do you know of the vast continent that lies far to the east, where numerous nations vie for dominance? You do not. And why should you? Affairs beyond the salt we have no intention to cross are of no consequence to us. Not until those affairs come to Tural, like our honored visitor here.
He's from across the ocean.
I've been to the ocean before, and it's nothing but water farther than the eye can see. What sort of vessel could possibly reach its end?
That such technology exists is indisputable, as is foreign powers' awareness of Tural. If any such country were to develop a taste for Turali soil and bring to bear the might of innovations we can only imagine, what do you suppose happens then? You do not know the warlords of the East, but you know that if they came, they would not settle for a single forest. By joining hands, we might create a unified front, an alliance capable of repelling them or any other foe. There is no greater proof of these than my companions and I. Alone we are weak, but together, we triumphed over Valigarmanda.
What? You defeated the Sky Ruin?
I'd take you for a liar if the sting of our own defeat wasn't still fresh.
Their coordination was indeed impressive. How they Belu stymied our efforts to cripple the Yokui's legs and defend our ballistas. And when we withdrew to strike again from a distance, the Hanu called the winds to make our arrows miss their marks. In seeking to exploit their weaknesses, we only subjected ourselves to their strengths.
Those strengths are born of cooperation. The guiding principle of the nation we envision.
But our feud has lasted for centuries. How do you expect us to join hands now?
Ha ha! Give us an evening to convince you.
And so began that legendary banquet. One would not expect sworn enemies to abruptly drink to each other's health, and, indeed, a tense silence hung over the venue. But then, the Dawn servant called for the exchange of traditional cuisine. So it was that the Mamulja partook of spiced meat, and the Chebral steamed Najul. Before long, delight manifested upon the faces of those present, each side impressed by the other's dish. Seeing this, the Dawn servant laughed and declared once more. Their flavors, he said, would be even better combined, and he proceeded to help them prepare the new creation.
That's Shibruk Pibil, I'd wager.
It is a marriage of Chebral and Mamulja cultures, and proof of their newfound cooperation. The Dawn servant had asked for a single evening, but the feasting is said to have lasted 3 days and 3 nights. So delicious was their repast. In the end, a peace accord was reached, and the Dawn servant's words at that time still illuminate our way forward.
Ignorance begets strife.
Understanding begets fellowship.
Sorry. It's just to think that he ended an age-old conflict with food. It's all so absurd. It's somehow so very papa, I couldn't help but laugh.
Ignorance begets strife. Understanding begets fellowship. Now then, I trust you understand the significance of Shibruk Pibil and the history it has written.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing the story with us. What's wrong? Someone was there, you say?
Perhaps our competition is cooking up some scheme or another.
Something bitter and half-baked, no doubt.
I never imagined our father was instrumental to bring Zebruk Pibul's invention. I hope I have been of sufficient service to the third promise. Papa really did live up to his words. He travelled to the land and learned about our people's myriad cultures. And we're doing the same now. It's thanks to Wookiee Boo we're able to learn this forest history. That's twice now he's helped us. To think that we might never have met him if we hadn't thought to fix that float. Ooh, we get an item. Bananas still weigh heavily upon Kuana's mind. Wookiee has given us valuable insight into the origins of Zebruk Pibul. However, we are no closer to procuring the necessary Najoi leaves. Unless... Tell me, was that historic feast commemorated in some fashion with a monument, for instance? Indeed it was. Allow me to show you. I wonder if it's not about the ingredients, but more about the combination of various cultures. For many years, the savage war between the Zabal and the Mamalja raged back and forth across this scarred stretch of land. Siege armaments and defensive works litter the field decades after the conflict's end, and even the forest greenery seems hesitant to reclaim its ashen expanse. It's only speculation, but I dare to hope. What does Kuana want with a monument? Here it is. Offered up by the two factions, these weapons symbolise a vow that we'd never again raise arms against each other. feat demands a journey through history, I thought it only logical that a monument like this might steer us true. Especially one at the heart of so significant a battlefield. Mamatia, Elita, would you help me search this area for clues? Tell me if anything catches your eye. Sure thing. Look here, the soil has recently been overturned. Ooh, someone buried the box. Well, I would have been satisfied to find only a hint, but here they are, fresh natural leaves. Hunmu Rook's doing I'd wager. There's poetry in hiding them on this battlefield, given it was central to the war they helped end. Here, so he planned all this from the start. Thank you again, Wookievu. We wouldn't have found these leaves without your help. It was my honor to render assistance. And with apologies to present company, allow me to offer my encouragement as well. Third promise, ever since I witnessed your performance at the Feat of Reeds, I have been certain that you are the claimant most worthy of leading our nation. All devised solutions to the Anu-Hanu's ailing crops, but you alone sought to know their culture and revive Ihihana, even if it seemed unrelated to your task. In my humble opinion, no one cares more for the people of Tuliyola and what they hold dear. Should you again require the historical musings of an old shipwright, I am ever at your service. For now, I take my leave. I cannot argue with that. We have what we need. Let us return to Ixbrax. 3 of 6. You have to wonder whether Wook-Ivu is actually a historian and not a shipwright. I'm glad we were successful. The others should be back soon, I expect. I hope so too, I'm famished. I'm glad we were successful, others should be back soon, I expect. You have to wonder whether Wook-Ivu is actually a historian, not a shipwright. How did everyone fare? We got the Najul leaves. Wook-Ivu came along and helped us find them. Wook-Ivu was here. I would have liked to say hello. Yes, he gave us an important history lesson. That Galo Jab brought an end to centuries of warfare surprises me little, but to achieve said peace through cuisine is something else entirely. Leave it to my old man to find the oddest of solutions. But how about the rest of you? Is our kitchen ready? Everything should be in order. Urianji and I made a tour of the village and borrowed the cooking utensils we need, with no mention of what we need them for, of course. And I am pleased to report that we are stocked with the finest firewood this forest had on offer. Spoken like a true expert. Erenvel and I found our book, so we should have meat aplenty. It was a spirited creature, so much so that its hunter fell down like a synod trying to catch it. What part of never speak of this to anyone did you not understand? I picked a good portion of local herbs, with particular attention to the seeds that yield achiote. I'm told our resident astrologian divined the appropriate measurements for the seasoning as well. Aye. Through further inquiry did I determine the ideal balance of spices. Then all that remains is to prepare the dish itself. I presume that at least one of us is versed in the culinary arts. Well, I know how to cook. I can hardly proclaim profound skill, but I have cooked for myself. You can leave the rest for me. And you, I hope. As I recall, you're an accomplished culinarian. Oh, my mouth is watering already. Without further delay then.
Oh, it smells so good.
Good, there is still time. I shall prepare our sample at once.
At first, I wasn't sure about being stuck with the one head. But better that than playing nanny to the mewling house cat.
Be quiet, Bakul Jaja. No one cares what you think.
Huh. Act tough all you like. Victory will be ours.
It's ready. Apologies for the wait. We submit to you our Shibruk Pibil.
This looks amazing!
The dish is prepared by using the culinary techniques of the Mamulja to cook the spiced meats favored by the Jabral. It is a symbol of peace between their two peoples after centuries of war.
Both the ingredients and your methods appear to have been correct. Now then. In taste, texture, and aroma, you have recreated Shibruk Pibil admirably. Granted, anyone might well achieve similar results by following the recipe to the letter. But you went a step further. You sought to learn the cultural significance of the dish, about Yoktel's history of violence and your father's role in ending it. Your willingness to take lessons from the past befits aspiring Dawn servants. And for that, I commend you. All that remains is to partake of your creation. True understanding is gained only through experience.
Now this is something I'm definitely good at.
Ahem. I believe we have yet to receive our assessment. Ours is also a faithful example of Shibruk Pibil, as you will no doubt agree.
I see. While your effort looks the part, unlike the second and third promises dish, it lacks its defining aroma.
Preposterous! The meat was marinated in spice before being steamed in an earthen oven. This is Shibruk Pibil.
Oh? And what about the Jatika banana leaf?
It's because of you that we couldn't get any damn leaves! You can't fault us!
But the second and third promises had no such difficulty, did they? That which they needed they acquired simply by showing interest in our history and heritage.
Ugh, it's just some crusty old leaf. What difference could it make?
Your dish lacks an essential ingredient. As you have failed to demonstrate an adequate understanding of Shibruk Pibil, I must deem your performance unsatisfactory. Your team will not receive keystones.
This was stupid anyway.
His ambition only grows more intense. That someone could harbor such dark thoughts towards family.
What do I care for this sham of a feat? I can always take what I need later.
This is delicious! The brook's so tender it melts in your mouth, and the way the najuli rounds out these spices is sublime.
Oh.
This is the taste of harmony. Someone who only knows brute force and deception could never appreciate it.
Choke on your harmony.
Come. Finish your meal. That too is part of the feat.
Don't have to tell me twice. Ah, that was bliss. You've got real culinary talent. If you ever tire of adventuring, you can always be my personal chef.
It was palatable enough, I suppose. To you, who have successfully performed the feat of repast, I present these keystones.
Only 1 feet left.
Well, I should get going then. I'm glad that I wasn't paired with one of the others.
We can do better than that, surely.
The 6th keystone is ours. Thanks for all your help, everyone. forgot something important. Was there any Shiprook people left? I could really use another helping.
What mount is that? That's a chocobo. Don't recognize the... One final feat remains after this one. I hardly know what to expect. I'm relieved our dish was so well received. We need to start considering how to reclaim that keystone from Bakul Jaja. Depriving the first promise of a keystone is a crucial victory indeed. That was so good! I'm already looking forward to having the Brook Pebble again. Here, Elita, Quail made more using leftover ingredients. You'll love it! I'm thinking to buy more for the road myself. Now that the feet have passed it over, the villagers should be free to offer it to us, right? Feet of the Brotherhood, here we come. One final task remains after this one. Hardly noted. Yeah, we're seeing the same things. The next feat awaits, and off and all we'd have you on the road as soon as possible. Seeing as we now face the penultimate objective of the rite, it would be wise to travel to Mamuk and undertake the feat of Brotherhood without delay. Wise, yes, but impossible. The Tine Beacon traverse which connects the upper forest to the Tiki Heartland is still impassable. Is there no other route? I'm afraid not. Work to clear the path is underway though, so I'm hopeful we can resume our journey soon. Then let us each use this time as we see fit. I for one would like to explore the village's surrounds, if Arafel would have obliged me with a tour. Very well, I have no other engagements. Then I will come with you, if only to prove that I am capable of keeping my footing. Though I shouldn't rejoice in our delay, it does afford me an opportunity to look into my grandfather's purported visit to Yaktel. Oh, that's right. Mablu did say something about a foreign mage coming through here decades back, didn't she? I'll come with you. Want to join us, Elita? Sure. Let us reconvene here after our respective diversions. As I recall, the merchant met my grandfather at a market in Yaktel some 20 years ago. Any who might reliably remember him must therefore be at least middle-aged. Let us make inquiries where we can. And you're the eyes of a hunter, I can tell. We're hunters ourselves. Today we track their book, nasty creatures who tear a man crotch to crown if you let them draw too close. The jungle crawls with them. They're anything but easy prey. This is why we usually hunt the bastards in large bands. But as you can see, we currently number but 4, which brings me to my request. A fine answer. My brothers and sisters welcome you. Ah, so this is what they look like. So they're basically just boars, right? There is another feat. Not too far from here. This one seems like a quest chain. I thought that every crew has so to add materials for charge. Kill those 10 of the warriors before grounding back through. Never grind the bodies, only their spines. One danger must be slain for. Yeah, they're very good. We did actually. Can't believe it. They'll eat the starving. I think what you mean to say is thank you, traveller. This fellow looks promising, definitely older than I am. I hope someone in Extract knows something. A foreign mage, 20 years ago. Yes, I remember him. It's not often we get visitors from across the salt, let alone those travelling with infants. A baby girl, as I recall. I only saw him in passing, mind. If anyone were to know more, I'd wager it would be Hunmuruk. He was already Rex then. A baby girl. It couldn't have been. Thank you, sir. This information is very helpful. If you want to know more about the maid, I suggest speaking with Hunmuruk. He's sure to remember him. So, Hunmuruk has been as a Brakrax for over 20 years. That's before I was even born. Hello again. Do you require assistance? A foreign mage passed through Ixbrek roughly 20 years ago, possibly carrying a young child. Do you remember him? Why do you ask me this? Who is this man to you? He may have been my grandfather, and I wish to know what brought him here. Your grandfather? Not by blood, but he is family nonetheless. A foreign mage did indeed visit Ixbrek, Master Galuf. So far as his identity is concerned, I trust you're satisfied? More than that, however, I cannot say. Why not? I simply cannot. I beg your forgiveness and understanding. Very well, I will not press. Thank you for confirming his presence here. The rest I will discover myself. Out of more general curiosity, I have another question. You say the Yokhoi once dwelled in these forests. Where was that exactly? General curiosity indeed, but yes, before they withdrew to Urapaka some 5 centuries ago, the Yokhoi claimed Yaktel as their own. Many of the architectural remains can be found in the lower forests, the Jatika heartland. Then that's where they must have had their visions. Thank you, that answers much and more. I understand what it means to long for one's family, so believe me when I say that, though my position forbids me from aiding you further, I wish you nothing but success. By helping the Third Promise find the Golden City, you will surely find the answers to your questions. Speaking of which, I have a query of my own for you, Elita. May I request a moment of your company? Go on, we'll wait for you. So in order to get my answers, I need to find the Golden City. Well, that was my intent from the first. I'll do everything in my power to make it happen. Go on and see what Rook needs. Thank you for obliging me. First, let us head to the cenote in behind this village. Oh, there is another fate nearby. Oh, there was another fate nearby. It was my intention to see you off without saying anything, but Mistress Krell's plea has softened my resolve. As a leader of our community, I am gladdened to see that the Third Promise has surrounded herself with such compassionate and trustworthy companions. Would you tell me of her journey thus far? Is that so? It seems the rite has been a source of great learning and growth for Rook Lamont. It does me well to hear that. My daughter would be about her age. Girls are rarely born amongst the Zabral, so when she arrived the village was elated. Such joy I felt when I first held her, and pain when I found her at the bottom of a cenote. 3 years old. An accident, it was said, but I knew better. She had been pushed. Though we never caught them, a suspicious figure was seen fleeing towards the Jatika heartland, towards Mamuk. Once bitter enemies, the Mamulja and the Zabral had learned to live in peace. But who could doubt the intent of such a reprehensible act? By targeting the child who would one day lead her people, the criminals sought to undermine the future of the Zabral. I was determined to not let them succeed, and so I let the memory of my daughter die in that cenote, and I gave her into the care of the one person I knew who could protect her. Dawn servant Gulul Chacha. Though she was born to lead the Zabral, fate had a greater plan for Rook Lamont. Only the Dawn servant and I know the truth. But now I must take you into my confidence for one reason. If the villain who attempted to murder my daughter was indeed of Mamuk, then rancor towards the Zabral still burns. I was caught off guard once, I will not suffer the same tragedy again. And so I ask you, not as the Dawn Servant's elector, but as a father, to watch over the third promise. Defend her from her enemies that may be lurking in the shadow. Will you do this for me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Will you hear my question and answer me plainly? Address me not as the ruler of Tulioli, but as a concerned father. Suffice it to say, this conversation must remain between us. Pray breathe not a word of this to anyone. Of course there was someone watching. Why wouldn't there be? How's that fake? No, that one's not been started. I better hurry up and get to it, otherwise it'll disappear. Because if I go there, then I can zip to it. Not that way. How do I get out of here? 28% complete, come on. You can get there. Get there faster, 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 faster. 32%. Come on, get there faster, faster. Come on, you need to get there before they all die. Goodness. I did enough to get it. All I wanted. No, I don't need to worry about the fates. When Mamruk stands quietly, his expression one of old pain. Recalling the past has rendered me emotional. I require a moment to compose myself, but please do not keep the third promise waiting. I feel better having spoke with you. My thanks. Standing on the edge of the synod in the middle of a dense forest, the Zabral's home village has a clearing open to the sky for stag grazing. The name of the settlement means red brax, a fierce beast related to the coral, and this bold shade is painted liberally upon the walls of the wooden dwellings. Finished speaking with Moonbrook, have you? Upon speaking with Wooklamats, several cutscenes will play in sequence. You're back, so what did Moonbrook want? It's a secret! Yeah, it's alright. You don't have to say. More importantly, the Tylene Beck have traversed still isn't clear yet. Something about even more rocks. And I think I'll take the opportunity to rest. All that cooking and preparing for it has worn me out. A nap does sound tempting. A moment, promise. Wait, you're one of Bakul Jazz. What do you want? I've come to fetch you. You're welcome to refuse, but know that it would be most unwise. And why is that? I'm sure your assaulted friend has an idea. What do you think? And they say house cats don't come when called. Follow me, promise.
What is the meaning of this? And just how far do you plan on taking us? Oh, Morok! Bakul Jaja, you snake! If you want my keystone so badly, you deal with me and me alone. Leave the Elector out of this.
Is that all you think he is? Foolish kitty! This man is the reason we are here. Take a good look at him. Go on, look. Surely you recognize your real father.
Don't believe us? Then ask your trusted sellsword. She heard it straight from the old man's mouth.
Is it true? Is Humoruk my... Your silence says it all.
Now that you understand the situation, let's see those keystones. I'll even let you fight for them. Just you and me. If that adventurer attempts to interfere, I'll kill the old man myself!
You despicable, heartless fiend! Kinsman or no, I won't stand for you taking hostages! Come on then! You wanna fight? I'll give you a fight!
Oh, such heroic caterwauling promise. I'm shaking. Guard our hostage well. We wouldn't want to attempt any thoughts of rescue. By the by, house cat, they've been instructed to put down Papa Dearest when you lose. Hopefully he settled his affairs.
Don't worry. I'm not losing to the likes of him. Well, what are you waiting for, you blessed bastards? It's 2 against 1. Don't tell me you're scared.
I know I didn't hear you right.
Don't worry, the scary adventurer won't try anything funny.
Foreign scum! Who are you to mock me? I'll kill you, kill you, kill you all! Don't look away, son. I want you to watch as I tear your beloved promise to shreds!
Hey, eyes on me. The house cat, remember? I'll say it again. I'm not losing to the likes of you. I'm going to become Dawn's servant, and I will protect my people!
Nice. Let's see, what do we have here? Dawnlit conviction, unleashes strengthening. Or conviction. Rushes target and deals an attack. Increases the maximum HP by 20% and restores the amount increased. Delivers a ranged attack with potency of 150. I need to briefly move myself out of that corner. Move myself there for now, so I can see these. Executes the following actions in succession. Pot of the Brax, hands the Brax, tail of the Brax, combo bonus restores HP. So that's my HP restoring action. 223, 24, 40. 150 over 2 times 27. Tail one is much better. Why would I use that one? I'll use it once just to see what it does, if it does anything special.
So I can rip you to pieces.
Ah, I think it's an AoE. Yeah, it's an AoE.
I'll cut you to shreds.
Magic should be more than enough for Miss Mittens.
I'll make you eat dirt. You're mine.
No more tricks, Bakul Chaja. We're settling this here and now.
Simply the part of the brave warrior.
Miss Mittens is no longer amusing me, brother.
This rite has taught me so much. About my nation, my people, and myself.
Can't keep up.
Ah, I see this is doing it.
How do you like this? Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Understand what it means to live in peace. To greet each day with safety and happiness.
Irritating pest!
It's time we finish them, brother. This is
the end for you, chicken!
Not enough to claim the title of Dawn's servant. I must carry on Papa's legacy, his love for our people.
Flee, Raven Upstart! Why won't you die? Fine! I'll show you the true power of the Blessed!
I will be the next Dawn servant, and I'll protect my people's happiness to the last!
Whoa.
That's why there's no way I'll ever lose to the light of you!
What? But that was everything I had! I can't stand it anymore! Attack! This is our fight! Stay out of it! You bring shame upon us! You think we care about your stupid pride? This is for Mamuk! We cannot lose!
Oh, the great Bakul Jaja needs help, I see. Send your whole army. You still won't win. I will prove that my allies are right to believe in me.
Such confidence! She wasn't like this before!
I reclaim what you stole.
No. How can this be? How could that puny house cat beat all of us?
You've caused nothing but trouble with your dirty tricks. Threatening the Hanuhanu, releasing Valyarmanda, harassing me is one thing, but you've endangered too many innocents. No more, Bakul Jaja. I will not stand for it. If you even think of tormenting my people again, you will answer to me.
No. No.
And he goes and forgets he had the way blocked.
What? That was his doing?
The only part left in the saga is the Lay of the Brotherhood in Mamuk. The plan was to force you here so we could take the rest of your keystones.
So that's what he was up to. But, should you be telling us this?
What does it matter? You've beaten us. It's over. We'll release the hostage.
I'm sorry. I was careless.
Are you alright? So what Bakul Jaja said about you and me...
But to single-handedly defeat Bakul Jaja, you truly are the Dawn Servant's daughter. It has been my honor to bear witness to your journey. Promise.
Promise. Yes. That's what I am. I'm Gulul Jaja's daughter, and Tulihyolal's next Dawn servant. Come on. Let's rejoin the others.
Did something happen while we were away? There's a certain satisfied air about you. Aaronville's tour was both educational and exciting. I hope we can both persuade him to conduct another in the lower forests. For as well as our promise looks, she's positively glowing with confidence. What in the world happened? The twins ran me from one end of Outer Horizon to the other, asking about everything of remote interest along the way. Seems we were last to return. I'm glad everyone made it back safely. Thank you for having faith in me. Keeping out of the fight even when it got dirty couldn't have been easy for you. But Bakul Jaja won't be the last person to threaten those who I care about. I wanted to prove myself that I can stand up to such villains, even when I can't stand alone. Which isn't to say I won't ask for your help when I need it. Of course, I know better than that now. earlier in the Second Promises camp.
The passage to Mamuk remains blocked. For now, all we can do is try to rest and recover. Perhaps with a meal, as my sister would no doubt suggest. Shall we borrow the kitchens and prepare some Shibruk Pibil?
So thou hast taken a liking to the dish. As we learn to appreciate the unfamiliar, 'tis only natural that we develop new affinities. There is no shame in this.
But there is in ignorance. I had barely considered what the people of Tuli Yolal hold dear. What hopes they harbor for the future. Our nation is built upon the bonds that Father forged during his journey across Tural. But so single-minded have I been in my advocacy of foreign innovations that I failed to understand my own people. Could someone who struggles to connect with the populace ever make a worthy Dawn servant?
To understand and connect with people is by no means easy. But there is something you can do to pave the way. Let them see you for who you really are. What makes you laugh and cry and rage. That sort of honesty is the first step towards mutual understanding and connection.
Understanding begets fellowship, as my father said. And yet, what you suggest does not come naturally to me.
I, too, have found it difficult to speak from the heart. In thy struggles, I see mine own, painful in their familiarity. Yet frightening though it may feel, if we are to move forward, we must indeed take that first step. Dispense with pretense, and simply be.
Do you remember when you first approached us, and we asked you why you wanted to become Dawn Servant? You said you wished to use the knowledge you acquired in Sharlayan for your country, and in doing so repay your father for the opportunities he afforded you. What won me over was not your ambition, but your motivation. So let your people know this, and in time, they'll come to support you as we do. You can't hide behind that stoicism forever.
Very well, then. I will make a greater effort to be myself. By not being my usual self so much.
I'm going to stop there for now. And get something to eat. Love you all. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.